brother? Mainstream media? Government cover-ups? You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Well, nurses are openly worried that Ebola is beginning to go airborne. We'll get Joel Skousen's take on this coming up. Josh Owens, cameraman, but also reporter for InfoWars Nightly News, Infowars.com, and PrisonPlanet.com, is down on the Texas border, right on the Rio Grande with Joe Biggs. Give us your take, Josh, on what you've witnessed down there.
Well, yesterday when we were out here, we saw that the security, like Joe said, has been amped up. And when we were in Arizona, when we were in California, all along the border where we've been, we haven't seen, I mean, basically the border has been wide open. Not to say that the border isn't still wide open, but just in this area, in McAllen, where it's been open before, there seems to be heightened security, heightened border patrol, heightened police. And as people can see, the video we posted yesterday, we were pulled over just for simply driving around and shooting video, which is sad because it's not surprising to us. At least it's not surprising to me because it happens all the time. But if you really step back and look at it, it's pretty ridiculous. When you're driving through a park, you're driving through a public place, even if it's not a public place, you're in an area trying to report what's going on. And there are plenty of other people driving around here. They're not getting pulled over. They're not getting followed. We still have this cop right over here in front of me that's still sitting there just watching us. And I mean, obviously we're being criminals by standing here talking. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous, and I don't see how anyone could disagree with how ridiculous that is.
There is a war on the press everywhere, and the police are being ordered, whether it's New York City or McAllen, Texas, it doesn't matter. Look what happened in Ferguson, where we were even there, especially at first, more pro-police as we're against looting and rioting, and then they would attack Jakari, attack Joe, attack you, attack Al Jazeera, and then now they've got folks in St. Louis running around looting. Racially motivated. It's really spiraling out of control. And we're not even sending reporters because we'll just be attacked by the crowd and by the police. I mean, it's like in America, the most horrible thing in the world is the press. I mean, it's just incredible.
Yeah, it's sad when you come to expect it every trip we go on. You come to expect to just be harassed. And like you were saying, with all the nurses being concerned about Ebola, my mom is a phlebotomist near the CDC in Atlanta. She's, maybe 45 minutes outside of Atlanta. And she's concerned. And, they are, I guess, forced to get the flu vaccine at the office. They can choose not to, but, they're almost chastised. But then
they've got to wear a mask all the time, which is a great idea. I'd want to wear a mask all the time working at one of those sick hospitals with all those deadly bugs in them.
I would much rather wear a mask than have thimerosal, mercury, metals shot into my body, which is going to give me the flu. Everyone I know that gets the flu has gotten the flu shot.
My mother used to be a triathlete like 15, 20 years ago. It almost killed her to get the flu shot. There's a reason nobody likes vaccines, because you take it, you get deathly ill.
Exactly. And like you've said, we'll see what happens. I mean, it seems like if Ebola keeps spreading and more people keep getting it, which it seems like is highly likely, because they're quarantining some people, but it seems like other people, it's almost like the press conference we were at in Dallas. It was just, it's not a big deal. Someone has to basically vomit into an open wound for you to get Ebola, which everyone knows is total BS and is not true at all, because these nurses who are wearing the proper safety gear are still getting Ebola. And I'm sure that they're, this isn't a fact, but it's just what I believe, is that at some point they're being pressured to come out and say, oh, well, I accidentally touched my face. I broke protocol. It's my fault. When in all honesty, they're trying to make it seem as though Ebola is this.
Look, somebody puts rags with all the blood and stuff. Some of it gets aerosolized. It goes out the door. Somebody breathes it. That's what's happening. And that's not even technically airborne. It's in a particulate. But the question is, will the virus get to the point of actually being airborne? And that's what nurses are now asking. We'll play that video coming up and talk to the expert on strategic relocation, safe places in the U.S., Joel Skousen. I'm Alex Jones, your host, Infowars.com.
When you're out on the road, The last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
General, what do you think about the FBI saying that there was a terror alert on Monday about a potential Fort Hood situation?
The police are shoving people, shoving Alex, shoving the crowd.
Here we go, folks. I'm being assaulted. Whether it's the radio show, the news websites, documentary films, or the nightly news, InfoWars is the tip of the spear.
Is this another false flag stage attack to take our civil liberties and put more homeland security while sticking their hands down on pants on the streets?
It's up to us to set brush fires in the minds of men and women everywhere. And that's what PrisonPlanet.tv is designed to do.
You watch, the Assad regime is going to be blamed or accused of using chemical weapons against the so-called rebels.
What we see now is a war against reality. It's a war against the truth.
It's more vital than ever that supporters of freedom become members of PrisonPlanet.tv and share their membership with up to 11 friends and family. Visit InfoWarsNews.com today. Become a member, share your membership, and help take the InfoWar to the next level. I've always believed in nutrition and herbs. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. Sourced from powerful organic herbs, harvested around the planet, and then concentrated for maximum potency.
I just received my Male Vitality about 3 days ago, and I must say, that is good stuff.
After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic Super Male Vitality formula. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose.
I jump out of bed ready to fight these criminals every day. I look forward to waking up and taking my Super Male Vitality and getting the day started.
It's not just the Super Male Vitality. All the products at InfoWarsLife.com are simply amazing. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Well, the UN has different numbers. 400,000, 1.4 million. German virologists say they think 5 million people will end up getting Ebola. Whatever the case really is, the defaults of not letting people fly in from West African countries, of not putting Ebola patients in regular hospitals, all of that has been ignored. I believe so they can let it start to spread to create a big crisis to then try to force a vaccine that happens to come out in December. A whole new polio hysteria. My grandmother, Benny Hammond, got polio in the early 1950s when my mother was like 4 years old. 1 month after she took the polio vaccine. So there you go, boys and girls. And it's on record that a lot of people got polio from the vaccine. Nowadays, they give the vaccine, and they call it paralysis, not polio. Just like Guillain-Barré from the H1N1 shot. So it's a whole social engineering agenda. It's not that I don't believe that the science of inoculation isn't real, isn't valid, doesn't work in some cases. But there's always side effects. There's a cost-benefit analysis. They get up on the news and say, no side effects, safe and effective. It's the law, take shots to go to school. There is no law. They lie about it. And so I'm very, very suspicious. This was shot off Dallas television. It's up on Infowars.com. And the headline with Steve Watson is Dallas nurse, is Ebola airborne now? Let's play that clip. and then we will
we are wondering, is it really contact? Is it contact and airborne, or is it just really contact and there may have been a breach of protocol? We really don't know. We are wondering, is it really contact? Is it contact and airborne, or is it just really contact and there may have been a breach of protocol? We really don't know.
Now, that's Fox 4. The lady that caught this, Anna, was a nurse and was wearing full gear. Now we have a nurse, as of last week, in Spain who got it. Again, the default from the CDC is you put them in level 4 facilities, in government facilities. Now they're in Bloomberg today. Dedicated Ebola hospitals saw it after a nurse's infection. And they're saying, oh, the CDC's looking at putting them now at one of the 36 or more BioShield government labs. Yeah, that's already the default. So why did they ignore this? To have plausible deniability? Is this just a primer for another controlled outbreak later? Because they tend to do these in tests. They're scientists, and they want to study the effect. Remember, we have a government with thousands of declassified tests on poor blacks, poor whites, Appalachia kids, Tuskegee blacks, troops, pregnant wives of GIs. Oh, here's some vitamin pills, really uranium, plutonium, strontium. Just to quote, see what it do to the babies. We had 36,000 Nazis after World War II brought over here on the rat line to not just run NASA, not just run the intelligence agencies, but run it all. So you have this scientific dictatorship in the West of eugenicists, from my research, just pure devils. And then you've got them competing with other power blocks, as Joel Skousen has said. And Joel Skousen joins us, editor-in-chief of World Affairs Brief, best-selling author. Undoubtedly, and we've had a lot of other top relocation and survivalists on. And I want to get Wesley Rawls on, by the way, as soon as he wants to come on, because he just wrote a book about a bio outbreak and worldwide collapse. What timing? I think that came out last year, or maybe earlier this year. But Joel Skousen's written the nonfiction book, Strategic Relocation, North American Guide to Safe Places, 3rd edition. But he's lived all over the world. This has maps of the safest places, country by country, region by region. So powerful, 2 years ago, we made a film with him that augments it and updates the book, Strategic Relocation. Joel Skousen details the safest places to live and how to secure your home. Both the book and the film, discounted, I produced the film, are available at InfoWarsStore.com. And if you already have the book or the video, you should rewatch it again. He, of course, is the worldwide bestseller of The Secure Home. Been a #1 bestseller for decades. There's, I think, a 3rd edition now we carry that just came out. So it's all available at InfoWarsStore.com or 888-253-3139, and your purchase supports the broadcast, what we're doing here. So I want to look at big picture first, what he thinks is going on with this Ebola, with its history. Clearly, they want to create panic. They didn't want to until it was spreading. They don't want to let a good crisis go to waste. Clearly, it's mutated. I don't know if it's airborne, but it gestates, it incubates for 21 days, not 3, so it allows it to spread. Now, can bats fly over in Africa, use the bathroom, and then you breathe it? That's probably the main reason it's spreading. It's clearly becoming stronger. It was a weak virus outside the body, very strong inside the body, with a 70% morbidity rate. So Joel Skousen joins us about 15 minutes into the next hour. Then we'll have open phones. Joel, what's your breakdown on what's happening?
Well, it's good to be with you again, Alex. I think the jury is out still on a number of issues that you've brought up. There are clear possibilities that the United States has tinkered with the Ebola. There's no reason to have a CDC patent on a particular strain of Ebola unless you're planning on weaponizing it. Or worse, you want to make sure that the powers that be have a proven vaccine so that they're protected. Bioweapons are very indiscriminate in who they pick. And so unless you're guaranteed that you have a level of protection, you don't let a bioweapon out in the world. I'm not sure this is it in particular. It may be a preliminary to something